Yep. How many years of experience you have in Oracle DBA?
I have 3 years of experience in Oracle DBA.
Okay, great. So do you have an experience on project supports and are only operation supports? Which kind of support you have done till now?
Well, I have done both kind of roles, but mostly I was involved in the operation support roles. A few times I was involved with project roles like patching, migration using the what we call logical backups and all data pumps. So I used to deal with the projects like migrations and some kind of issues related to productions and all.
Okay, cool. So what is Oracle database? What exactly the database means?
Well, Oracle database is a relational database. I mean, it's used in many organizations. It's a software actually developed by Oracle. Uh,
Mhm.
so we have many versions when coming to Oracle databases. So they have upgraded the versions as in a continuous manner. From recently, we are using Oracle 21C and 23C as well. But 19C is mostly companies are preferring. It's a stable version. Oracle is providing the support, extended support as well. So basically, Oracle database is for managing the company's data, whatever the relational data you can say. So it
Okay.
will be stored in
Okay.
an organized way. Yes.
Okay, cool. What is mean by the Oracle instance? What exactly the Oracle instance means?
Oracle instance is a combination of what memory and the background processes actually. So it's a overall we can say it's a complete database connection only. Once the Oracle instance is up and running, we can access the database at the background. So
Okay,
if you want
that
to
is
connect with it,
fine.
yes.
Suppose one of my teammate
Mhm.
intentionally or unintentionally he deleted the alert log when the database is up and running. What will happen? And what is your approach after you see that alert log has been deleted?
Intentionally delete. Sorry, oh, it's got deleted.
Anything, intentionally or unintentionally.
Okay. So we'll be getting this alerts right in a monitoring kind of thing. So we can check from the location actually. Our diag RDBMS location, we can go and check the alert log if it is
That is
get
fine. If it is not there, they deleted, right? It is not there.
it is not there.
What will happen?
Uh, I don't remember
No
actually what.
problem.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. So have you worked on backups, backup and recovery scenarios?
Yes, I have worked with backup, RMAN backup and traditional backups as well
Okay.
as
What
logical.
is your backup strategy in your organization? What is the backup strategy in your, like, whatever the organizations you worked, what backup strategy they followed till now?
Well, they followed like full backup on very weekends like Sunday. So non-peak hours will be taking the full backups and rest of the days will be taking the incremental backups.
Okay, cool. What is the main difference between hard backup and RMAN backup?
The main difference is the hot backup and RMAN backup is RMAN is a utility where we can take the backups and it will run smoothly and it won't have any interruptions. Whereas uh, hot backup we need to make the database in begin backup mode. So archives will not be getting applied until and unless uh, we do we need to end the begin backup mode. So after that only archives will be applied to the this complete uh,
Okay, that is
archive.
fine. What are all the main or prerequisites to enable your RMAN backups on your database?
So prerequisite means we need to have the archive in the archive log mode. Our database should be in archive log mode actually. So then only we can take the RMI log backups. Without our archive log mode, we cannot take RMAN backups actually.
So, what is the main purpose of FRA? Why we need to mention that FRA in the database?
Yeah, FRA is a backup location actually. Recovery area we can call fast recovery area. So in that only backups will be stored. Whatever the backups we are taking through RMAN, in that
Okay.
location, backups and archive logs will all be generated in that locations.
You mean to say for our FRA is for backup and recovery purpose. Whatever the archives backups you are going to take or RMAN backups you are going to take, that FRA should be mentioned, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. So what are all the main are when you create the database, what are all the
Mhm.
mandatory table spaces will come? What is the name of those table spaces?
Yes. By default, when we create a database, mandatory table spaces or systems socks, these are the mandatory table spaces, and we'll be also getting undo and temporary users table space. 5 table spaces will be created by
Okay,
default.
cool. That is fine. And what do you mean by undo retention? Why we need to mention that undo retention?
Well, undo retention means it's a time period mm, at the time till that time that the whatever the data will be there in the undo table space, it will hold that data. Suppose by default it is 900 minutes, which is 15 seconds. Sorry, 15 minutes actually. So 15 minutes, the whatever the undo data it will hold, it will be after 15 minutes, it will be flushed out from the undo table spaces.
So can we change that undo retention parameter value 900 seconds to another value?
Yes, yes, we can change with alter system set
Okay, that is
parameter.
fine. What is the difference between P file and SP file?
A P file is a text file and SP file is a binary file. So we can uh, add the what we call parameters with the P file manually from PI editor. We can add the parameters and set the parameters. And when the database is using SP file, so it is it's a fast work. Well, a database will work fast actually. So SP file is recommended while starting up the database. But if there is no SP file, database will look for the P file and start the database.
That is fine. That is fine. What is the main purpose of P file and SP file? Main purpose. You said one is it is a text format is a P file and binary format is SP file. That is one benefit. Another one main purpose of P file and SP file.
Main purpose means if we are trying to change the parameters when database is up and running, when we are trying to change the parameters. So if the database is running with the SP file, then we can change a few parameters dynamically without we need to bounce back the database, without need to restart the database. So this is the main advantage of
In
the
case
SP.
of P file, you have to shut down, right?
Yeah, in case of P file, we need to, it will be in whatever the parameters we are setting, it will need to bounce back the database. Later on, it will be, that parameter will be set.
Okay, that is fine. What is the purpose of checkpointer background processor?
Well, check pointer background process actually invokes the database writer to write that whatever the dirty blocks in the buffer cache to the database files. And
Mhm.
also it will invokes the control file to sync the information, whatever the information, and update the SCN information in both the control files and as well as the data file header.
Who will write that information? Checkpointer will write or
The
else?
checkpointer will only invokes or signals to the database writer and control file to the database writer will only update in the data file header.
That is fine. Yeah, cool. And if somebody has dropped or deleted one of the important background processor, okay, suppose S1, what will happen?
Yes, dropped means if somebody has killed the process, S1 process means database instance will go down.
Okay. Do you have experience on ASM and data guard?
Well, I have worked with ASM and data guard as well, but not much. But I can say I have worked, I have spent less time on that, but I have an idea about ASM and data guard. how the
Problem.
functionality is.
Can you rate about data guard out of 5?
Well, I can say I'm still learning the data guard. It can stay at 3, 2 to
Out
3,
of 5.
yeah, out of 5, 2 to 3.
Okay. For ASM?
ASM is same thing, 3 I can rate myself.
Okay, then let me go with the high level processes on data guard and ASM level questions. Okay, what are the maximum protection modes in data guard? How many types of protection modes?
Well, there are 3 types of protection modes in data guard. Actually, is maximum availability, maximum protection, and maximum performance. There
By
are
default, which
by,
protection mode the database is having?
by default, data guard will have a maximum performance.
Okay, good. How many types of standby databases we have?
Well, we can create 3 types of standby databases. One is physical standby, logical, and next is logical standby, and one is snapshot standby database.
Okay. Difference between physical and logical standby. Can you explain what is the difference?
Well, difference is like in physical standby, the archive logs will be applied directly from the stored location to the target database. So in logical standby, SQL apply will happen. Actually, from the archives, it will generate a SQL and then it will apply to the database.
Okay. Any other differences?
Differences, I remember this.
Okay, no problem. Physical standby will exact structure will be the same as the primary.
Okay.
Logical will structure will be different. Why? Because there we have a redo logs here. It will apply the SQLs.
Okay, yes, got
That
it.
is another difference. We have a few more differences also there. That is fine. Okay, what is ASM power limit parameter in ASM?
ASM power limit, it's a rebalancing power actually.
What is the default value and what is the maximum power limit value in database?
I haven't gone through that power limit actually. I don't
No
remember.
problem. No problem. 0 is the default, highest is 1024.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
Okay, and how to add a data file in ASM file system?
Well,
In any table space, can you give the statement how to add a data file? So ASM disk groups.
yes, we need to specify the disk group. That's it. I mean, or add. So like adding the data file to a already existing table space, right? So
Yes,
whatever the
yes.
disk group is available, whatever the disk group it is.
Yeah, your disk group is data. You can take a data.
Yeah, data disk group, right?
Yeah.
Alter table space, add data file, and
Okay.
yes, alter table space name, add data file.
Okay. Next statement. Next. Yeah.
Add data file means only we need to specify the plus data, whatever the location will be giving, right? So in that path, we need to specify in single quotes plus data. It will automatically create a data file that location.
Okay, that is fine. Is there any way we can add disk to disk groups from the GUI mode?
Yes, we can add disks from the to the disk group using the GUI mode, like ASM configuration assistant. ASM configuration assistant is a tool. With that, you can add in the GUI mode.
Okay, that is fine. And one more question related to the data guard.
Yes.
If my standby database archives are not syncing with the primary, a gap is more than 250 archives. What is your approach to troubleshoot that issue?
Yes, it's if archive logs gap is very high, then we need to stop the MRP process and again restart the MRP process. Then it will be start getting applied.
My archives are not shrinking. Our gap is there. It's going keep on increasing the gap. Archives 250, 300, 350 in that way. And what is our approach?
It could be a network issue, network glitch between the source and target database. We need to check the network as well. If the network is
Yeah.
working fine and all, um, because of that
Okay.
only archives will
That
not.
is fine. That
Yes.
is fine. But I want to make both should be sync. If archive log gap is very high, is there a way we can sync with primary with the standby after fixing up your network thing? Even though network level there is no issue, still gap is going on. So
Mhm.
if you archives are applying, okay, but it is not on faster manner, okay. If archives are generated, 100 archives are generated in primary, we are on standby is applying 10, 20 in that way. Remaining will go on pending.
What I have remembered is this thing only. I mean, we need to stop and start the MRP process, but I'm not able to
That
recall
is
what exactly steps we need to follow in this
okay.
situation.
Take an incremental backup on the primary. Stop the MRP here, take the incremental backup and move it to the standby, and then recover and restore that incremental backup. Make the sync of the primary, and then you can again enable the MRP. Okay,
Okay.
incremental backup is a solution for that if you have anything. If it is 5, 10, or 20 or 50, less than 50 RKs, manually you can copy. But if it is a huge gap, we need to take incremental backup
The
from the primary.
incremental backup at the primary database, then move it to standby, then apply
Standby, yeah.
the standby.
Why? Because the incremental backup is having all the archives, right? Latest things, those will
Yeah.
apply directly on the standby.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah, that is one thing. Yeah, okay. And have you applied CPU patches or RU patches on the database side?
Yes, I have. I was with a part of a team applying the patches, and I have documented the things, the steps, how to apply the patches, and what are the prerequisites and all. So I can say I have applied the patches. Yes.
So I have a requirement.
Yes.
My client asked us to go with the latest CPU patch. Okay, now it is a September. I have a previous June. A
Okay.
CPU is there.
Mhm.
So what is your approach to proceed the June CPU patch on our production environment? Can you explain high level steps?
Yes, first of all, we need to test in the test environment, actually applying the patches in the test environments, and we can proceed with the production if it is everything is going in fine in all the test environments. So high level steps is we need to download the patch at PSU, whatever CPU patch you are saying, the latest
Mm.
CPU patch, and mm, get into the location. I mean, copy that patch location to the production database, and we need to check the prerequisites first of all. Whatever the pre-checks we need to check, and if there are any invalid objects, we need to take the count of invalid objects, and we need to before applying the patch. Then later on, we also need to check if the opatch utility is with the version which is compatible to install that CPU patch, because opatch version will be uh, if the opatch version is old, then patch will not get applied. We need to update the opatch utility. Then we need to uh, copy the patch and unzip the patch, and with the opatch apply command, we can give the location path of the patch. Then with this we can apply the patch.
Okay.
Then after applying, if it is successful, then we need to start. First of all, the database should be in shut down. Everything, listeners and database should be in shutdown mode. Then only we need to apply the patches. Then after the patch is applied, startup. We need to start up the database and apply the sequels, whatever the latest sequels it will have, like data patch. We will say. So data patch is we can apply through opatch. Database verbose is a command.
What database verbose will does?
Well, database verbose will update the latest sequels, whatever the latest changes made in the critical patch updates set, right? Whatever the changes to the database base tables and all, it will be updated, updating the sequels.
So SQL history it will update.
Yeah, SQL history, yes, to the latest and much updated versions.
Okay, that is fine. And after that, you need to take the invalid comparison of the invalid before and
Yeah,
after, right?
yeah, before and after,
If you
and
have more than 100 invalids, before patch you have 10 invalids. After you applied the RU, you have 150 invalids.
okay,
What is your approach to troubleshoot that invalids?
we can troubleshoot that using util RP script. We can
Mhm.
run the util RP script and check if it is getting compiled.
Okay.
Yes, if it is still having the issue, then we can raise an SR with the Oracle to check what exactly is happening. So they will guide as per our request.
Okay, that is fine. And if something goes wrong after you applied the RU patch, invalid is also there, but some of the application owners they are complaining they are unable to connect to the database due to this recently change, right? So, what is your approach for debugging such kind of issues?
The users are not able to connect to the databases.
Database, yeah.
Okay, so after that, I mean, if it is, we will check the issue actually. What is a listener issue, or else if it is
No,
a
listener TNS, everything is fine.
okay.
Still, they are unable to access it.
Mhm. So unable to access means we can raise an SR. I mean, we can roll back the patch if it is continuously happening. Then we can.
Okay. In that case, right, if it is an application owners or application related persons or members, they can report it. It's a critical thing, right? If they are not able to access after the patch,
Yeah.
immediately we need to take an action to roll back the patch, and
Yes.
then we need to provide the instance to them.
Mhm.
Once they access that, you have to test that issue. You have to reproduce that issue in your lower environments after applying the patch whether they can able to connect or not. That kind of activities you need to perform on the non-production environments, development or test environments.
Oh,
But if it is a case of in a production, we should not wait for Oracle support help to debug the issue at the time of that situation. We have to roll back the patch and then start up the environment. Then we have to provide them. Once environment is up and running, you can debug that issue on another instance. Once that fix is applied, then only you can again come back to the production and then you can proceed with that patching activity. In the next window, that is not an immediate way. You can take another 15 days or 1 month time and then you can take a next window to move that change on production.
okay. Thank you for letting me know this.
Yep,
Yes,
no problem.
yes,
And yeah, have you ever done any clones?
yes. I have done the cloning part. I mean, refreshing the databases from prod instances to test environment and development environments.
Okay. What backup you used for that clones till now? How many types of backups you used?
Well, I have worked with RMAN duplicate and restore and recover methods as well, but mostly I prefer RMAN duplicate command to
So till now you
clone.
used only RMAN related, right? That is okay.
Yes, and one more thing is like I have also taken this with logical data pumps also. Data pumps also I have taken that backups and
Okay.
restored. Yes.
Okay, that is fine. What is the main difference between non-multi-tenant and multi-tenant architecture?
No, main difference is between non-multi-tenant and multi-tenant is it is a standalone database. I mean, we will be having only one database in a non-multi-tenant database, whereas in multi-tenant we will be having many pluggable databases. So this is a one of the best example for non-multi-tenant and multi-tenant. So in multi-tenant we can unplug the pluggable databases.
Okay. So manageability is very easy in multi-tenant for
Yes,
DBA perspective and resource perspective, right?
yes, exactly.
Okay, cool then. Okay, Shak. Have you done any upgrades? Have you any, I mean, do you have any experience on upgrade done like lower version to higher versions?
Well, I haven't got any opportunity because I'm still in a junior roles actually. So
Okay.
I'll be learning this upgrade things.
Okay, then cool. That is fine. So have you done any installation of the database versions? If yes, what are all the versions you did and on which operating system you have done those things?
But installation means I have done the installation in Oracle Linux and Red Hat Enterprise environments.
Mm-hmm.
So I have done 19C installation, 12C installation as well, 12C database versions.
Okay, cool. That is fine. And in 19C database, if I want to go with a non-multi-tenant, is there a way
Mhm.
to go with non-multi-tenant architecture in 19C?
Yes, at the time of installation,
Mm-hmm.
installing the database, there is an option. If you want to have a non-multi-tenant, we need to check. Sorry,
Okay,
it will by default take the standalone single instance database. If you want multi-tenant, then there is an option to check and uncheck.
okay,
If it, yes,
okay. As part of that installation, we need to check if it will prompt you to uh,
if
container database. If you click on that container, then only it will come into the multi-tenant. Otherwise, it's a non-multi-tenant. You mean to say that, right?
yes.
Okay, perfect then. Okay, Ishak, thank you so much for your time. Yep.
Yeah, thank you so
Have a
much
good
for
day.
having me.
Yeah.
Yes, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.